What's good, the wise one? What's up, y'all? Snap Turtle in the truck. No, actually not. I'm not in the truck. I'm in a company car on my way to work. February 6, 2019. And we have clear skies pretty much today. 0% chance of chemtrails. We got a cold front coming from the southwest. You know, should be bringing rain in a few days, but we'll see. We'll see what type of modding they do. Yeah, man. What's good with y'all? Nope. I've been peeping a lot of shit in the media. And one thing in particular I'm keeping my eye on is the Jussie Smollet attack, right? Like everybody else has. But the reason I'm keeping an eye on it is to peep how they try to equate the gay struggle to the black struggle. And, you know, we're getting that all over the place, especially from these liberal elite people, these entertainers who call themselves progressive and accepting and open and all that. You know, we had Kamala Harris say that this was a modern day lynching. We had all kind of people just blowing this whole thing up. But no one's talking about all the holes in the story. No one's talking about how no one goes to Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning to get a sandwich. No one's talking about that. Well, people are talking about it. What's up, Derek? You know, people are expressing their disbelief in the story, but then you have the overwhelming majority of people who feel like, you know, this is the most horrific attack that has ever came to be. And this, it just shows you how ridiculous this is, right? So let's talk about some of the things that he said happened. All right. So some white dudes in masks, mind you. Let's go to the fact that it was freezing in Chicago, and this dude is ripping and running trying to find a sandwich. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how they can find some black folks to hang, apparently, because they threw a noose around Jussie's neck and tried to strangle him, I guess, and he got away. But let's talk about also how they threw bleach on this dude. Threw bleach. Okay? It was like, I think it was like 9 degrees below zero. 9 degrees below zero. Did it turn into a rock when they left the bottom? I've had rib injuries, okay? And let me tell you, it's not something you can shake off like that and go to a concert 2 days later and perform. So let's talk about all that. Let's talk about how now he's on stage hollering about how he's the new Tupac. He's a gay Tupac, and that he fought back. He fought back, and he's the gay Tupac. You can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up. This shit is classic, okay? So now we got people running around wondering why we can't just believe. Now we got people running around wondering why people just can't believe his story, okay? I was watching State of the Culture because, with Joe Budden. Now, State of the Culture is like the hugest propaganda machine pointed toward black people ever to be. Okay. Now I don't know if Joe Budden knows that what he's a part of, but of course it's on P Diddy's station, right? P Diddy. But what I did admire was how Joe Budden flat out said he didn't believe the story. Okay. But that didn't matter to a couple of the co-hosts who said, "Why can't we just believe it? Why can't we just believe it?" Because we have to use discernment. Because we have to use our mind, and we can't jump out the window for every attack. Now I want to remind you of the time that 7-year-old girl was shot to death in a Walmart parking lot, and they were hollering about how it was a white dude that shot her when he was just trying to get away. I want to point to that story, and then I want to point to the fact that it was actually 2 black dudes involved in that shooting, and how they wasn't about to let us just blame white dudes for killing that young lady. But remember all the people that jumped out the window for that. We had what's that? I forgot that dude's name. The dude that. Hold on, y'all.
Back up right behind here, because he's gonna leave soon.
Okay. Let's point to what's his name? The dude that was acting like he was black, called himself a transracial, like racial Dolezal, whatever his name is. Forgot his name. Y'all know who he is. I don't know what's up with my memory these days. But I mean, this is crazy. So every time something happens, we jumping out the window, and we're losing more and more credibility. All right. Now, let's look at how political this Jussie story is, because right now we have a majority Democrat Congress, and then we have a majority. No, wait. We have a majority Democratic Congress, and the liberal arm of that is trying to push assault weapon ban legislation, where at first they were just talking about universal background checks. I don't really have an issue with the background checks, right? But when we start getting into the type of weapon that we're allowed to have, that's when I have a problem, because they want to call it military-style weapons, and really we don't have access to military-style weapons as civilians. We don't. It's a fact. Okay? Military-style weapons, I'm going to tell you what a military-style weapon is. A grenade, rocket launcher, an assault rifle with a 3-round burst, a machine gun that's fully automatic, a tow gun or a tow missile launcher, um, all that. Those are weapons of war. Okay, a an AR-15, a single shot, a semi-automatic AR-15 is not a military style weapon, but they do use handguns. So handguns is a single shot. So because they use handguns in the military, does that mean that we should ban that too? Right? The captains in the army, at least as far as I know, they use handguns as a sidearm. So does that mean that we should ban handguns as well? What does this have to do with what Jussie's talking about? Well, it's about where the power lands. See, when you have incidents like this, where people are using, let's say a lover's spat. Maybe let's say from what I heard, right? Let's say just for instance, what I heard was that Jussie was banging some dude that belonged to somebody else. Dude found out, followed him home, beat his ass with his homies. So you're using that, right? You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to look at like the dude that will go around stealing other dudes' boyfriends. So you come up with this MAGA country story that is completely absurd. All right, so you use that to capitalize on a liberal agenda, and now you're going to increase the power base of these liberal politicians who are then going to implement all kind of crazy bullshit. So I tell you, if we lose, not we, but I'm not bipartisan. I'm not left or right. But if the Republicans lose control of the Senate, it's a wrap. It'll be socialism galore. Now, we know that in regards to the left-right paradigm, the power has to shift so that certain things can be implemented that one side wouldn't necessarily agree with. So let's say the liberals are in control. They'll pass some socialist bullshit. You know what I'm saying? To make the liberal or the more socialist-minded, the liberal-minded constituents happy. And then the next term, power shifts to the conservatives. They pass some conservative bullshit that'll make their conservative constituents happy. And then it goes back and forth like that. But there's never any real shit being done. It's all about manipulating the people. So this is the ultimate manipulation. This whole Jussie Smollett story. That's all this is. It's a manipulation of the constituency that they're trying to, make happy. Because you can't have the entire population of the country mad at you as the government, because you lose. They'll get your ass out of there. So I believe socialism is the ultimate goal, and socialism is dangerous. You can't be a socialist country and then try to spread democracy everywhere else through violence. So, anyway, I'm gonna get off this. I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention, my thoughts on it. I want to say something real quick though. If y'all haven't realized it by now, I'm an independent thinker, and I speak my mind about whatever I feel like I want to speak my mind about. If I see somebody out of pocket I'm going to speak on it. Um, you know, and I don't mind people disagreeing with me, and I don't mind disagreeing with other people. So I just want y'all to understand that if I see something crazy, if somebody's acting crazy and you know all that shit, I'm gonna speak on it just like I did yesterday with the Doggy Diamond Star situation. You know, a couple people left comments, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the comments y'all left, and you know I took what y'all said and thought about it. But this is the thing. Y'all weren't necessarily speaking to what I was speaking to. You know, somebody said that Star was being a tactician and all this other stuff. I ain't about no games. You know, what I'm all about is if you're down for a cause, you're down for a cause. Ain't no need to play no games. You know, Star wants to play games. I'm gonna let Star go over there and play games, but I'm gonna speak on it. If Doggy Diamonds wants to bring a peace between two people, let him do that. Let him try. I ain't got no problem with that. I wasn't against letting him try, but at the same time, I'm like, do you really think that's going to work, given these two histories? You know, given what has happened between them, and given the fact that they tried to squash it 2 or 3 different times, always for it to turn around and backfire on them. My question is, why are you so concerned about them burying the hatchet? Why can't they just go their own way? I'll tell you why they can't go their own way, because a certain individual is always pulling some shit. And it's like I said one time, the homie thought it was funny when a fellow coach of a soccer team that he coaches with said that he headbutted his daughter because she was being a smartass. He thought it was funny. I checked his ass. I said, no, that's not funny. You better not ever introduce me to this nigga ever in your life and tell me that's the dude that headbutted his daughter. I checked the homie because he was out of pocket. My homie that I've known for like 20 years. So I speak my mind to any goddamn body, any way I want to, and I felt like I was respectful. And it was just a matter of what's going on here. Like, we need real people out front. We don't need people who are on the fence about certain type of shit. I can see if you're on the fence about something a little bit less obvious, you know. But when you're on the fence about some extreme shit like the shit that Sinetta been doing and who Sinetta been aligning himself with and all the snitching and all that other shit that he's been doing, there should be no fence sitting on that. So when I see somebody step out of pocket, I don't know Doggy Diamonds. I wasn't trying to check him. I was just asking a question. I was bringing it up because I'm not nobody to be checking Doggy Diamonds. I don't know him from Adam. He don't know me. I ain't nobody to be checking him. So it wasn't a check move. It was more like I'm trying to understand what his mind state is at. It wasn't about making it. You know, I'm not about trying to make people do what I would do. I'm just trying to see where your mind is, because maybe you have some information that I don't have that helps you help me understand. You know, maybe I'm seeing shit the wrong way. So I would ask, like, what's up with your mind? What's up? What are you thinking? Talking about you and Sinetta boys after all the shit he pulled. So is that somebody you want to be cool with? That's where I'm at with it. But yeah, as far as this Jussie thing, yeah, people are so goddamn gullible. I bet you 90% of the population believes that Jussie was attacked by MAGA people. Come on, man. Let's be real. That shit did not happen in the middle of Chicago at 2 in the morning and below 9 degrees looking for no goddamn subway. Come on. Wow. The shit that people believe. Anyway, much love to y'all. What's good? I'm out of here. about to start the job, and you know, you guys stay up, man. Y'all be safe out there. The weather didn't calm down a little bit, but y'all still need to be safe, man. Especially out there on the East Coast, they doing some weird shit to y'all weather. So y'all stay up and stay safe, stay prepared. Keep the emergency supplies on deck. You know, and if you see a Jussie Smollet walking around your neighborhood, walk and run the other way.